Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Jay Encarnacion, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges they face, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are thrilled to have Mark Addison, the founder of Rocket Science. Recognized by Harvard Business Review for his expertise in mergers and acquisitions, Mark brings decades of experience in helping mid-market tech firms and startups optimize their exit valuations. Based in San Francisco, Rocket Science is revolutionizing how companies prepare for M&A through his proprietary valuation engineering process. We'll be exploring his founding story, how Rocket Science empowers clients to achieve higher valuations, and his vision for scaling this game-changing venture. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Mark, welcome to Founders Future.
Thanks, Joe. Great to be here.
An absolute pleasure. And if you could take us back to the beginning for our listeners here, what specific problem in the M&A landscape, perhaps around low valuations or lack of preparedness, inspired you to start Rocket Science?
It was actually more accidental than that. We started more as a PR agency,
Okay.
and we started because I was working for a large agency, and one of our larger clients asked me for some resumes for some people that they might want to hire in-house. And like a good soldier, I gave him some resumes of some people I liked, and GM turned around and looked at me and said, "No, Mark, you misunderstand. We want you to hire those people, and we want you to become our PR agency." So it's one of those like revelation moments. Oh, okay, that changes everything. So we literally started the company with one client and took off from there.
Incredible. I definitely would love to dive into what you're doing with Rocket Science, especially for our listeners here who, once this episode airs and they're checking it out, Mark, could very well want to come and work with you and Rocket Science and what you're doing. So walk us through how you're really generating revenue today, as far as the core offer, how that's structured for your clients, and who's the ideal client that you like to work with.
Ideal client, we focus only on tech companies. It has to have some sort of tech process. That's the world we live in. In terms of what we do, so we've launched in our history 31 brands, and we've helped 11 of those companies get to an M&A exit and three of them to an IPO exit. So we joke that we're either really lucky or really good. And we do focus on strategic valuation, whether it's in marketing and messaging or in actually positioning the technology. A lot of founders are really good engineers and are really good at selling products to prospects, but they don't quite understand that investor perspective. So we get in on the sell side. We try to get in ahead of their fundraisers or their dreamed of exits. And we try to help them understand that if they're looking at exiting the company and selling it for some multiple over EBITDA, they are leaving money on the table. They are leaving value on the table. The best acquisitions are the ones where the buyer sees something very strategic, either in the technology or in the team or in what they can do with the company once it's in their hands, once it's in the acquirer's hands, to grow that business, to make 2 + 2 = 7. And a lot of founders need a little coaching and understanding those dynamics and then how to move the company in that direction. So sometimes we'll come in 24 months ahead of an exit to start working the levers to start making that valuation, that strategic valuation come true.
Incredible. So really working hand in hand with these tech companies, and these engagements with your clients can be a year or longer to really get them prepared for the process and give them as high of a valuation as possible when exiting the business.
You got it.
I love it. I absolutely love that. Being that that is the main offer there, how are you approaching with the success that you've had? What does it look like today moving forward for scaling Rocket Science? Is this something that you're looking to continue to build and scale and grow on, or are you at a point now where you're happy with the clients that you have and are looking to sit tight where you are?
Because we focus exclusively on tech, we
Yeah.
love to eat our own dog food. We love
Yep.
to play with tech. And the tech that everybody's playing with now is AI. So
Yes.
we are definitely trying to use those to automate some of our workflows, use those creatively. It is too easy in our business to just throw more arms and legs at the problem. We are, because of the nature of what we do, it does require, I joke, it's pattern recognition, right? We've been involved in so many companies with so many exits that you start to see similarities. And
Mm.
it's a lot easier for us to parachute in from the outside and see these things that are just to us bone dead obvious. But to a founder, and even to a management team, and even to a board, it's harder sometimes to see the forest for the trees. You're in the minutia, you're fighting the daily fires, you're trying to keep customers happy, you're working on product development. Sometimes it's very difficult to scale back and look at perspective. So that's what we do. So in terms of scaling our business, because it is still a very consultative business, we have to recognize that ultimately what we are selling and our value is wisdom, right? Over wisdom and pattern recognition. So it's difficult to replicate sales. And you are a genius in sales, so you get this, right? So how do you bring that authenticity and that uniqueness and that personal sort of one-on-one experience to the scaling the sales process? And that's where we're playing with AI, right? We're trying to figure out better targeting with AI, better scripts with AI, more frequent outreach with AI. Our business also relies a lot on the right timing. We try to get into a company 24 months before they want to do a fundraise or an exit. Sometimes 25 months is too long and 18 months is too short. So getting in the right place at the right time is difficult. But that means more frequent outreach. So we're playing with technology to help us do those things affordably and we think in a clever way.
Absolutely love that. It just goes to show that even with so much success, it's always great to have that mentality of growth and scale. And now, as you mentioned, utilizing technology and AI to really help you guys and propel you forward on that front is just incredible. So, walk us through what you are doing right now as far as the acquisition side goes, being that you're still in that growth mindset. What's working best for you as far as getting new leads in? What channels are most effective for you, whether it's social media, utilizing ads, referrals? What's working best for you there?
Yeah, not social. People just don't seem to go to social media for their really important strategic decisions. So a lot of thought leadership and content. We post to a blog, we post to our LinkedIn, we try to write. We are not of the mindset that you have to post 2 sentences every single day or twice a day just to be out there. We usually do some well-researched articles that could be pages and pages long, and then we do a little TLDR summary, like some really thought-provoking content where we really try to dig past the layers and help people. We like to share what we've learned out to the rest of the world. And we're not worried about people stealing our ideas because every exit process is very unique to that company and to the time and to the potential acquirer and the technology. So we try to share with people what we're learning and our pattern recognition in the hopes that will spark some ideas in them and they'll say, yeah, we need to talk to those people. So we start with thought leadership. Then comes the email outbound. We use LinkedIn, not the in-mail stuff, because this is a terrible thing. You should coach me on this, actually. I ignore in-mails. So therefore, I presume that everybody else ignores in-mails. I am
Wow.
probably incorrect. And you should
Incorrect.
probably slap me and tell me, no, Mark, you got to rethink this.
Mark, that is incorrect.
So we stick with the email channels, do some outbound using AI to do the targeting and do some of the scripting, mostly for email deliverability, right? If you copy paste the exact same thing, you'll get stopped, even if you're doing the onesie twosie emails on your own. And then the third sort of leg in our funnel is just fanatical customer delivery. Just under promise and over deliver because in our business, the results matter and the referrals count for a lot.
Absolutely. Love that. So, with that right there, obviously, multiple avenues that you're taking, but a lot of it, and I would love to hear your perspective. Obviously, it takes a lot of work to put into it, and the predictability isn't always there for the channels there. So, is there something you're thinking about to have a more predictable lead generation system, maybe around some ads, more strategic messaging around that? What are you thinking about on that front?
Yeah, we keep experimenting, but you're absolutely right. The failure, if there is, or I should say, the weakness in
Yeah,
our funnel is the predictability because, as I said earlier, we have to hit the right company at the right time
exactly.
to nail it. And if we miss, we could miss big.
Yes.
And so you're right, our hit rate can still be pretty low, and therefore the predictability goes off. And then one month you're going crazy writing RFP proposals. And then
Right.
the other month you're tapping your fingers going, hey, what's going on?
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, and that's the big thing. Obviously, a bit of a bottleneck on that front, but continuously looking to work through that, add different channels and avenues for a bit more predictability. It's such a niche space that you're in as well. So always room for improvement on that side. So as far as the process goes, as far as the sales process, Mark, is this something that you have a sales team behind you, marketing team, or are you guys a lean team right now running the show?
AI and me.
But just the Mark and AI show. I love it. I love that. Walk us through what it's like juggling the responsibilities of running a company of this stature, doing the sales and the marketing and the outreach, and how is that operation
Yeah.
work for
So
you?
I'm seen as the rainmaker, and then I need to bring in talent and wisdom. And I have a brain trust of people that I know from the M&A broker community who come in with me on deals, and they see the street, they see the transactions, they actually transact the transactions. So they know which companies are acquisitive, which aren't. They know those inside stories of what companies are looking for. So that's the core of our value delivery is in helping companies understand how to increase their valuation and how to be strategic about it. So a lot of it is delivered as anecdotal information like XYZ company just acquired ABC company, looks very much like you. This is what they paid for it. This is their rationale for the acquisition. Let's learn from this and apply it to your case. So that's why I've taken on the role of the rainmaker. And that works because then I can pull together a team to deliver the wisdom and the value while I go off and chase the next woolly mammoth.
I love it. I absolutely love that. A couple, again, of the bottlenecks are going to be around that lead generation side, predictability there, maybe having some more sales help on that front, bringing on a sales team and really being able to focus on the founder level work, breaking through those there. Talk about the vision here. Paint us a picture. The rest of 2025, going into 2026, what does that look like for you, Mark? And what are you laser focused on to be able to break through those bottlenecks and achieve that success and scale?
Yeah, great question. We want to continue to be on the forefront of the AI. We want to see how far we can push that in terms of automating workflows. I think a lot of people are misusing AI because they think it's the Oracle that's going to give them all these answers. It is a brilliant workflow tool. Don't expect it to replace your brain, but expect it to replace warm bodies that do a lot of drudgery. So think of it through that lens. So the rest of 2025, I'd say our vision is we want to continue to deliver this strategic brilliance. So we're going to try to automate as many workflows as possible so that we have more time to do that. And then maintain quality while we're doing all that experimentation. And then if we had unlimited resources, we would probably start our own VC accelerator because we've been pretty good at spotting the winners. Like I said, we've launched 31 brands, taken 11 of them to M&A exit and 3 to IPO. And we like to think that's not just dumb luck.
Yeah, yeah, just
Like,
continue to build and grow. I love it. So, being that you have so much experience in this space here, Mark, how do you see the M&A industry and its evolution in the coming years, especially with your data-driven approach? What are you doing to really keep rocket science at the forefront of that evolution?
yeah. Another good question. The M&A world is an old boys clubby world,
Yeah,
where people know each other and the corp dev people from big companies know each other. And there's a high level of transactions done based on that trust.
yeah.
I think we're going to see technology start to erode that club and
Mm,
make inroads into that club, drive efficiencies. And so that's what where we want to stay on the forefront. We want to try to demystify the process. We want to help entrepreneurs understand the other side, this buy side of the equation and what they're looking for. and demystify that to the point where they can start to even the playing field a little bit. Most startup companies that are being acquired, this is the first, maybe the second time the seller, the founder, has ever sold a company, but it's probably like the 20th time the buyer has bought a company. So it's very uneven playing field in terms of negotiations, in terms of experience, in terms of knowing how to find and exploit the Achilles heel. So we try to even up the playing field a little bit of that by sharing some of our wisdom and try to give the founder a leg up with by tapping into our experience. And then again, strategic valuation. Every company is different. Every company's got a story. Every company's got a nugget that they are inadvertently overlooking that can become the big nut that the buyer is willing to pay for.
Love it. I absolutely love that. With that, I want to take us into the lightning round here, Mark, and would love to hear about a tool or a resource that you're using, whether it's an M&A insight, a strategy from your valuation audit, an AI tool that you're using. What's been the biggest game changer for rocket science this far?
Yeah, I think the two tools, the audit, because
Hmm.
it's just a, and for those of you who don't understand, so we call it valuation engineering because just like an engineering process, if you go through the steps, you can find the efficiencies and you can find a solution. It's not a happenstance type situation. The audit is great at bubbling to the surface the unseen values, the underappreciated valuation. And then I have to go back to the AI. That has been a game changer, and it just continues to, we continue to discover more tools and more workflows, and companies approach us all the time asking us to be beta testers on their new AI tools and what they can do because they see us as being sort of very acquisitive around those, adopting those technologies. And we like playing with the toys, and we like being the first to play with the toys because that way, if we find a winner, we can take advantage of that jump on our competitors.
I love that. And then just last, certainly not least here for you, Mark, that is going to be the advice side. What is the best piece of advice that you can offer to our listeners tuning in right now? Just heard your incredible story and your journey and everything you're doing and where you're looking to go. What can you leave them with before we wrap up today?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I guess there's three pieces of advice. For the founders, the biggest piece of advice is your valuation is not some multiple over EBITDA. Stop looking at your sector and getting, oh, our sector gets 15 times EBITDA, whatever. Your value is what a buyer is willing to pay for you
Mm.
at the end of the day. And that can range from 2 times EBITDA to infinite, right? You look at look at companies that have no revenues whatsoever that got acquired for billions, right? So how's that play? It's not a multiple over EBITDA. You look at the strategic valuation that you're offering to the buyer. So that's my advice there. On the scaling advice, this is a little bit self-centered, but we realize that we have to stop managing people
Mm.
and or I should say, stop selling people. And I imagine a lot of companies are similar than ours. You've got people do things, you try to make some profit margin on those people. And I think AI is putting that to rest, right? That's why I say look at AI not as the oracle for some decisions or solutions, but for automating workflows. That's where the real value is, because that's where you can make your existing people more efficient and you can sell wisdom and not arms and legs. And then one other thing, and this is more like a shout out, and this is very selfish advice to all of the product-led companies out there, led by founders who think that, oh, I don't need to do anything. I'm just going to scale my company through product-led growth. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to be too provocative and I want to get the arrows in my back. So I'm going to backtrack on that one.
Okay. I respect it. I
That's
respect
just
it.
why I paused there. I'm going, do I really want to say this? Maybe I'll keep to myself.
I love it. I love it. Well, there with that, that we'll wrap up the show. And that is just another incredibly inspiring episode of Founders Future. So, Mark, truly, just thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your amazing journey and your insights with us. And again, clear as day, the passion and the drive and just the wherewithal and the intelligence that you have to be successful in this space is incredible. And it was an honor and a pleasure to have the conversation with you today. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this podcast, which I know so many of you have, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And also check out Rocket Science at rocketscience.com to learn more about their valuation engineering services, and follow Mark on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/rocket science. And for more resources and insights, you can visit us here at closers.io, where we are dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth through trained appointment setters and world-class marketing systems. Until then, keep climbing, and we will see you on the next one.